All right, what was the first movie to leave an impact on you?
Ooh, the first movie. That's a tough one.
I might have to go with. I might have to go with Signs or Inception.
Ooh.
Yeah, Signs scared me so bad when I first saw it when I was younger. But Inception was like, holy cow. My 12-year-old brain can't handle this.
I think mine would have to be either the first Spider-Man, because I watched
Interesting.
I watched it like 1,000 times as a kid, and so it was impactful to me in just the way that I loved it. But the first movie that was actually impactful for me in my like creative career was 2006 King Kong. Or 2005.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, it's such a good one. I love it.
Dude, yours is a Peter Jackson. The one that impacted me the most has to be like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
Any one of them. Probably the first one. That was the first one I was like, I still remember being in the theater and being like, hey, movies are pretty cool, dude.
I never got to see any of those movies in theaters, and I'm ashamed of it. I was young.
Same.
You were at a good age though to go see them. You were like what, like 5 when 3 when the first one came out.
3.
I don't remember how old I was, but seeing all 3 of them in theaters was a trip at that age. I still remember having to pee worse than I've ever had to pee in my entire life because I was like, I actually can't leave the theater. This is so good.
Yeah. You're sitting there, your poor little child bladder is like, ah, ah.
The orcs. I must sit and watch.
I know. I'll be
orcs.
suffering in my old age, dude. Yes, gotta see the orcs. I'll be old and dribbling out of my pants, but it was worth it. It was a good movie.
Dribbling something.
Pissing blood.
Well, yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Ryan, good to have you here. Chace, as always.
Thanks.
And it's me, Victorino Martinez.
Whoa, Martinez!
Hey! No, we're not doing that. We're not pulling that shit
We're
tonight.
not pulling that shit tonight.
Chace, you picked a couple movies.
I picked a great one and a stinker.
You really
Boy,
brought
did
the
you.
double dosage here.
So I'll just give a little bit of a background of why I chose these 2 movies. From here on out, I'm going to choose a movie that I haven't seen. That movie this week happened to be Eyes Wide Shut, which I'm a big fan of Kubrick. I love The Shining. 2001: A Space Odyssey is like my 3rd favorite movie of all time. Full Metal Jacket, insanely good. I haven't seen Clockwork Orange, but that and
Also good.
Barry Lyndon I really want to see as well, so that might be my next one. But the other one I chose, I also wanted to choose something very extremely different. I wanted these movies to not be at all like related, and so I chose Stanley Kubrick, who is arguably one of the greatest filmmakers to ever live, and then I chose Little Nicky, written by Adam Sandler, who is arguably one of the worst filmmakers to ever live. So I thought this was a good meshing of movies to watch for my first picks of the year.
Oh yeah. What? Have you guys both seen Little Nicky already?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
Oh no!
It was my first time as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My girlfriend was like, "I'm so glad Chace picked this," because I was just like eye rolling like through the entire thing.
Oh my god.
Oh, which movie do you guys want to talk about first? I'm down for either.
Ryan, which one did you finish recently? Like today?
I finished Eyes Wide Shut today. I watched Little Nicky last night.
Okay, I watched Eyes Wide Shut as well. I feel like there's more to talk about for me for Eyes Wide Shut.
I would hope.
Yeah. It would be nice to. It would be nice to start off this on like just kind of like a real stinky like this is a fucking terrible movie. So like maybe let's start off with Little Nicky.
Okay. Good to me.
I'll read the synopsis.
Yeah.
All right. In a perfect world, he'd be happy to be. Oh fuck! We have the dyslexic person read this. That's great. Where's Nick? God damn it! In a perfect world, he'd be happy to headbang in his room all day to heavy metal music. But no. Oh, that's kind of a spoiler. Okay. But no, his mom is an angel, his old man is the devil, and like all good fathers, he insists that Nicky get involved in the family business. Nicky could think of 666 things he'd rather be doing that than corrupting souls or spewing evil. But when his father's command over Hades is threatened by his bullying older brothers, it is up to unbalanced Nicky to restore the balance between good and evil on Earth. Are you guys laughing at me because I can't read?
That's
Who hired Mr. Dyslexic?
No, that's definitely the movie.
Just kidding.
Whatever, Victor, you fucking
I'm kidding.
Whew. All right.
God, from the opening of this film, I knew I was in for something special.
Oh my god. I sent a message and I was like, the first 15 seconds is just a showing of how terrible this movie is going to be.
Yeah,
and I'm talking the after we see the same logo that was in Lord of the Rings, we get the same one. New Line Cinema, right? Isn't that what the fucking symbol is?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but the text that his name, like Little Nicky, they had like assets of like fire, and
like
they
multiplied.
just multiplied and not blended. It's just like overlaid, and you can see like the fucking outline. I don't think this movie was intended to be viewed at high quality.
No, it was the most Windows Movie Maker shit I've ever seen on a high budget film.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the movie starts. We get past the intro. We get past the pervert in the tree, or the big bird or whatever. And Little Nicky starts talking.
Oh, God.
In my head, I'm like, that's going to be his voice for the whole movie, isn't it?
Yeah, why can't I do this like my brother?
Dad.
But I don't want
I was
to
actually
be the
speechless.
devil. It's such a stinker of like there's so much like jokes in the first like 5 minutes of the movie. Like a lot of jokes are being thrown at you. And most of those jokes are, let's watch this dude get humped by a big bird. Let's watch this dude hit himself in the balls. Let's watch this dude be weird. Let's have this person be weird. And like, as a kid, I remember watching this, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. I used to watch this movie all the time when I was a kid. Like, kid as in, like, I was too young to be watching this at that age. So none of the jokes made sense. I just know when someone gets hit in the nuts, it's funny.
Right.
You know.
Of course.
As a 6-year-old kid would. I also found out... I was talking to my mom recently, and she said this was the only movie as a kid that I got scared in the movie theater. So I saw this in theaters. I don't remember it, but
I don't know what scared you.
I don't know, but something scared me in the movie theaters that it was so scary I had to leave. So that's a fun fact. But yeah, there's the first like 20 minutes of this movie are one of like the worst like pieces of like cinema I think I have genuinely ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty cringeworthy. I mean, there are some moments that are just so, like the guy with the boobs on his head. Like, there's just some really stupid stuff in here. But I couldn't help but laugh. Like, it's just, it's like, really? It's so juvenile, but it's so hard for me not to laugh at that sort of stuff. Like, when it's so, like, it doesn't care. It's just like, we're gonna do it. It seems like Adam Sandler is just all about that, and I appreciate that in a way, but I'm sometimes just like, damn, dude.
Just stop.
Give it a rest.
It's been 20 years, man.
I laughed, I think, the entire way through this movie. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Good.
For better or for worse.
I'm glad.
I thought this was hilarious.
I remember in the intro, I was remembering, like I said, I was remembering scenes that made me laugh as a kid, and I'm like, God, this is just not, like, I wasn't even like chuckling, like I wasn't even getting like the out of my nose. It like nothing. It was nothing. And the thing that broke me was they're having this conversation, the devil, and then the demon that's like his assistant comes in. He's like, "You're deadly, sir. I just wanted to remind you that you have a 4 o'clock to shove a pineapple up Hitler's ass." And, like, I was like, wait, what the fuck? I don't remember that. And that made me laugh.
No, it's just out of nowhere, dude. And then, it's so just like next
the
level.
reveal of Hitler was up there too.
Oh man, he picks up the little pineapple that's like the size of like a mandarin orange. He's like,
no.
And he grabs the giant one that's like this big. He goes in one side with like the round half, and then he goes.
Oh god.
I watch all of my movies with subtitles, right? And in that scene when he yells out, he says "schnit." He says S.
I know.
He says "schnit."
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Dude.
Don't they do it twice in the film too?
Yes.
Last time was at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, this movie had me like, dude, I was weak in sections. It got so funny for me. I was like, I needed to catch my breath. Because I was like, every now and then, just throughout my viewing, it's like Adam Sandler just, I gotta find my brothers. And I'm like, he's still doing it. Like, it never stops. It's not a gimmick. It's just the character.
Adrian, I don't want to do this, but I need you to get in the flask.
Just gets hit in the face with a shovel, and that, like, I've thought of some old stuff me and Victor have written, and I'm like,
dude, I know.
this is it.
We need to be working with
I don't
Adam
know how
Sandler.
I feel about that, but that's kind of it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Dude. There's a the basketball scene.
Oh my god.
Is so, and the woman in the crowd, that is so outdated now that
Which woman?
That is up
the family
there.
that's like, it's all a part of the show. It's all a part of the show.
Oh,
they win
yeah,
every game.
It's all part of the show, baby.
I like when he's about to shoot the hoop and he just makes the ball explode.
Yeah.
And the ref's like, I don't know what the hell that was, but don't do that again. Just hands him another ball.
Dude,
No, I don't know what
the way
that
they
was.
like handle some of the jokes, they literally are just like, well, that was strange. Let's try it again and do it the real way this time. The way they just accept that it was wrong and keep going. That type of writing is so funny.
That's so good.
The first time, like, one of the really good laughs I got was the first time he meets his roommate, right? And he's sleeping on the fucking radiator, and he's snoring, and it's like, that shit was funny, like genuinely.
It goes in the back, just.
Well, that was, I think, that I think when he's like when he just leaves, I thought it would have been better if he didn't do that. He just left. I think that was a case of one more thing situation, but and then when Beefy fucking Mr.
Dude,
Beefy.
that was so good.
I was like, of course they have to have a talking dog. Like,
of course. That fucks
early
and
2000s,
drinks.
of course.
Right?
Man.
Dude, and talking of early 2000s, how about the music
Dude,
choices
what
in
a
this?
throwback.
Whoa. Moments. I felt it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Been
man.
there. That was so funny.
What did you think about what did you guys think about Patricia Arquette?
She was fine. She was a little bit quirky, but I appreciate seeing her.
Fat round hiney.
Hey, Valerie.
Hey Valerie.
That was so fun. There was another character that I was not expecting to see, actor-wise.
Oh,
yes.
Kind of an actor.
Yes. Fucking Tarantino,
Could they
bro.
have given this role to a better person?
That was perfect.
Dude, why is Tarantino in this fucking movie?
Dude, watching him like scream like, I smell the devil above us, and just the stuff he was saying with like his milky eyes.
Dude.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was great.
Every time he was screaming. Dude, his last moment in the cameo was, I think, my biggest laugh in the whole movie, where he actually was like, I'm not just being out there, this is true. He's like, we're all gonna die, and he turns and runs with the neck brace.
Who?
I don't know
Which
why.
one?
That was the funniest thing in this whole movie.
Fucking Tarantino. Tarantino's. Gotcha. Man.
That was so funny.
Oh, dude. I loved Rice Ifans. Was that his name? Rice Ifans?
Who is that?
I think so. I think that's the name. Anyway, fucking he played Adrian. I thought he was so cool.
The blonde-haired one?
Yeah.
Brother? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought he was hilarious. Fucking Peter Dante is
Dude,
one of
I
my.
met him.
You met Peter Dante?
I met Peter Dante.
When?
He came into my work.
Really?
Like last year. I think they were doing some like sponsor at like a pot shop or something.
What?
And he just like showed up to our work
Oh yeah.
and just like met with everyone, shook our hands. I didn't know who he was at the time.
Does he sound
I was
like?
like-
Does he actually talk like that?
No.
Oh, that's a goddamn shame.
He was doing some sort of like podcast next door, and he was just like completely stoned.
Oh well, yeah.
I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh Jesus, dude.
He's pretty entertaining in this.
The cast in this is insane, though. Dude, Michael McKean, John Lovitz, Rodney Dangerfield, Regis Philbin,
Yeah,
And Harvey
just
Keitel too.
Fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Harvey Keitel. Yeah, and all of those.
Dana Carvey as the
Dude,
fucking.
I didn't know David Spade was in the movie, though.
David Spade's in this?
Yeah, he is at the end.
How
He's
long?
Like, you can do it.
It says he's in this.
Oh no.
He's at the end.
No,
that's not David Spade.
what's his name?
That's Rob Schneider.
Oh, right. Rob
What's
Schneider.
his name? Yeah. This is wild.
Yeah.
This movie. I don't know what to say about it. I really like it, though.
I feel the same way. I feel bad for enjoying it as much as I do. Like I had to watch it twice, or no, I didn't
Same.
have to watch it twice. I had to watch it in 2 sittings because I just got I was like, I can't
Gotcha.
fucking do this, dude. And then the second time I watched it, I smoked a little bit, and it was way funnier. The movie was way funnier.
Express.
So, yeah, it was, I love it. That's all I can say is I fucking love it.
Same.
I think I had a less of a reaction than you guys. I didn't love it. I mean, there's some very funny moments, and I was enjoying myself thoroughly, but I don't know if I can say I loved it.
What's up,
I mean,
kid?
it's a bad movie.
It totally is.
It's
It is.
not good. It's not well made. But, like, I cannot deny how much I was laughing during this.
No, absolutely. That's why
Although-
I'm like conflicted with it.
interesting topic. Like, what is with the like late 90s or late 80s to like early 2000s? What is with the homophobia?
I know.
All of the movies had it. Ace Ventura,
Yep.
this one, all of them. They're like, that's a gay dude. And they're like, that's a butt of a joke.
Yeah.
All the movies from the 90s. It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
It's fucking
Yeah,
cringy,
when they showed the
dude.
transgender, I was like, or the cross-dresser, I was like, there's no way
Yeah.
this is gonna fly, like in today's day and age.
The thing is, I feel like Adam
Oh, I
Sandler
know.
still puts the shit in his movies. I haven't seen an Adam Sandler movie in like probably 10 years, other than Uncut Gems. But that's a Safdie film. That's not a fucking Adam Sandler film, you know.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I watched The Ridiculous Six.
Oh God, is that bad?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stay away.
Oh man.
Are you guys able to separate Adam Sandler from these kind of roles to a role like Uncut Gems? Honestly, he takes it so far in this movie that I'm like, if I watch Uncut Gems, I'm just going to be like, the butterflies, Valerie.
feel the
And I'm just like,
butterflies.
please don't ruin other things for me.
Popeye's
KG.
chicken is fucking awesome.
Don't lean on that, KG. Don't. Oh, KG, I told you, don't lean on it. I could separate him because he's just completely different character in
Yeah.
this, but I get what you're saying. It's like this has ruined all future performances, any sort of serious performance.
I haven't seen. Apparently, he's really good in Punch Drunk Love. Apparently, and he's
That's
also
true.
good in Funny People. Apparently, and I haven't seen either of those.
I haven't seen Funny People.
So, I would like to see that. A movie I really enjoyed as a kid. I liked Click a lot, but I feel like that's probably almost worse. Than
I did
this.
too when I was younger.
Yeah, that was the first
Doesn't he
movie to
get
ever
ending
make
really
me cry.
sad?
Yeah, exactly. That was the first movie that ever made me cry, dude. That and Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh yeah, Bridge to Terabithia. I gotta say what you want about Adam Sandler, but he takes it all the way. He's diverse. He doesn't get him. You can count on him to just take it all the way, even if it's a cringe fest. It's
Too
like no one
far,
else is
yeah.
doing that. I haven't seen any other actor take it as far as he does. So I appreciate him more than I like dislike
Yeah.
him, like a lot of people do.
Yeah. I dislike every one of his movies. Like, there's not one that I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't say I dislike him, but I can say that he hasn't made a good movie, in my opinion. Other than fucking, I think Happy Gilmore's funnier than Billy Madison, but I also like Big Daddy. Big Daddy's also pretty good, but
I wipe my own ass.
is that the old man with the hairy balls and the saggy old balls? Fucking Zach and Cody are in there like saying some shit to some old man. But I do appreciate, like, when I went and saw Uncut Gems, I wasn't watching Adam Sandler. Like, it was a whole different person at that point, and so I can separate him from these roles. But in the back of my head, like, once the movie's done, I'm like, wow, that's so much better than anything he's ever fucking made.
But it's like, is it actually bad, or is he just like, he's on that level where it's like a lot of people, like Kubrick, for instance, they're like, I don't like his movies because he's technically like ahead of where I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Adam Sandler in terms of comedy, though? Like, his performance, he takes it so far beyond, it's so meta that it's beyond the average person. Like, is that what he's doing?
Is he just a fucking genius?
Is he transcended?
Yeah, is that where we're at?
Has he?
Because I feel like I don't know.
Ascending. He's
Like-
done it.
Because I doubt he was acting this and was just like, there has to be some sort of self-awareness going on. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows this is stupid.
There
Oh, yeah,
has
absolutely.
to be.
Absolutely. So it's like, I think there is a bit of genius going on for sure.
Yeah.
Closet genius.
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything left for me to talk about with this. I think
Nope.
I like the cameos. I like the Reese Witherspoon cameo.
Oh yeah, as the mom.
I am interested in.
There was also a lot of references to his other movies.
I was just about to say that.
There was a ton.
Dude. Dude,
Yes.
the fucking the golf instructor from Happy Gilmore, Carl fucking Weathers, is in heaven. So his movies are connected somehow. And I know that he was talking about making a movie where all of his past characters come back together like a fucking Avengers film.
Whoa.
And I don't know about you, but I would love that.
That would be something.
All of the Adam Sandlers get back into one room with all their powers and shit.
Oh man, imagine all the voices you'd be hearing in one room. Whoa.
Oh man.
I gotta say, this was a bit more ambitious of a movie than I expected. It's sort of large scale. Like there's a lot of like extras on screen at some points, and that final like confrontation. There's a lot going on. I was like, whoa, this is a lot more than I was expecting.
I was surprised.
I want to know, did Popeyes? I want to know how much Popeyes stock raised during when this movie came out. Like, it had to jump a little bit.
Did it raise though? Like, did it go up or down? Like,
that's a good point.
It definitely changed. Let's just say that.
It did make a movement.
yes.
I don't know. This is a stinker. But it's a gold-plated stinker. It's like it's like you took a shit and you rolled it in like gold flakes. And you're like, here it is. And you're like, wow, that's still shitty, but at least it's pretty. There's some stuff in it that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, like gold.
That's kind of cool.
Rick, you want to start off
so
with the rating?
Okay, ratings. You know, I see why people would enjoy this a lot, and I know a lot of people cherish his movies. You know, childhood classics. I get it. I was late to the boat with Adam Sandler movies, but you know, there's still some stuff I enjoyed. It's really stupid, very cringy, but it was an enjoyable watch. Even if by the end of it I was like, please just wrap it up already. I want it to be over. This is going on for too long. I still enjoyed it, but I think realistically I'm going to have to give it a 1.5. So I would still encourage people to watch it. It's stupid, but yeah.
I cannot deny that I laughed from beginning to end. The movie drags horribly, like halfway through to the end, and never stops dragging once it starts. But God, that character that he was just so funny to me, and the fact it just never ended. I will go 3 because I laughed nonstop. Could go 3.5. We'll say 3.5. We'll be optimistic.
That's
it's 3.5.
That's pretty close to 4 stars, which is kind of
it's
crazy.
garbage. It's hot garbage,
though.
but I could not stop laughing. Yeah,
man.
it made me laugh. Therefore, funny.
I like to. I want to think about childhood me. What would childhood me think of me rating this movie? What I'm about to rate it, and I think he would be very disappointed because watching this as an adult, especially someone who has a lot of respect for filmmaking, I feel like this is a horrendous piece of garbage, but I love every fucking second of this movie. and the love I have for this movie as a kid, I would have put it at like 5 stars. I would have said this movie is the funniest movie I've ever seen. My hate for it as an adult, I would put it at like 1. So I have to like meet in the middle, and now that I am an adult and I'm no longer a child, I'm going to go a little bit closer to my side. I'm going to say 2 stars. I'm going to say 2 just because I don't feel right giving it more than 3. Ryan, you're a psychopath. But
I respect
That's
it.
fine.
I'm gonna go with a nice meaty 2. A Mr. Beefy 2. Okay.
Well,
Alrighty.
well, should we jump into movie number 2?
Movie number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Screw you,
The
dude.
lesser of the cinematic masterpieces.
Yeah. All right. Let me struggle through reading this. All right. Our next movie is Eyes Wide Shut.
You got it.
And here we go. After Dr. Bill Hartford, Tom Cruise's wife, Alice, Nicole Kidman, admits to having sexual fantasies about a man she met, Bill becomes obsessed with having a sexual encounter. He discovers an underground sexual group and attends one of their meetings, and quickly discovers that he is in over his head.
Yes, sir.
That's the gist.
It's such a simple premise, but
It is.
good lord, is the subtext and the themes, is it dense as hell? And, oh, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it is dense.
She thick.
She thick. So this is the first time I've seen this. You guys have seen this movie already. And I just outright gotta say that this is a fucking masterpiece. And
Yes.
I need to watch it immediately again to see other stuff I see. I'm so confused about everything in this movie, but I am so intrigued about everything as well. And I think I'm really glad I chose this, and I think that it's a fantastic way to go out for Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he died like 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after the movie was like finally cut and like done. So he got to see the final cut of it, which is really nice. But the premiere was not with Kubrick was not there, so that's pretty sad. But he made a fucking great movie at the end of it.
I don't even know if he did the final cut. I think he died during his pitch of his cut, and I think it got cut after his death.
Oh wow. Oh god,
Which-
he would not like that.
I know that's what.
Yeah.
I don't know, but still, I don't know how much they redid or rearranged. Either way,
He would not be
It's-
happy with that.
but it's still fantastic.
It's remarkable.
A lot of people said that this movie, in terms of like themes with like the elite and the rich and all of that, they say that Kubrick got so close to touching a nerve, that's how he actually died. They're like, this movie was too close to like elitism and what's actually going on behind the scenes. So they're like, no. That's like the main conspiracy theory with this movie. They're like, this is
Whoa.
too close to being real. No more Kubrick.
I find it funny that Kubrick is like has so many conspiracy theories attached to him.
Yeah. Like the moon
And-
landing and shit like that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Almost all of his films.
Yeah.
It is very weird, and I think like that Room 237 documentary, it's very entertaining, but I still think like a lot of that stuff is pretty like, I don't know. I think at this point he's become like a mythical.
That whole thing has to be fake.
It's pretty far fetched, but he's become such a mythical like filmmaker at this point, where it's like, I feel like people just want there to be like some sort of weird mystery
some
shrouded
story
in
to
like
him.
his death.
Yeah.
Why can't he have just died? You know, like why does it have to be he was assassinated? But it
Yeah.
leads to an intriguing discussion.
I mean, my man was pretty damn old.
Yep.
How old was he? Like 60s, 70s?
70s. He was okay, he's not that old. He was 71. That's not that old.
What is old?
Yeah,
M.
define
Night
old.
Shyamalan's new film.
And it looks fucking terrible.
I'm still excited.
Yeah, it looks bad. Whoever did that fucking trailer needs to be fired, because that trailer is god awful.
Yeah.
It is
Don't know why they made it 30 seconds. Well, it's a Super Bowl teaser, but
It
still.
is so fucking bad, dude. I was like, wow, I do not want to see that. Oh man. Yeah, so I'm starting to find his style in a lot of other people. Cuz this could have easily been a this is such a film, like a film major's like thesis, like or like idea, or like just after they graduate. They're like, oh, dude, and then there's the sex cult, and we can get a bunch of extras to fuck, like weird shit like that. But it feels like a film student's like first step into like storytelling, but done on a master's level.
Even reading listening to like analyses of this film and stuff, I'm still like struggling to like get the bigger picture of it all, because it's because it first starts with that argument scene where they're smoking and they have that Nicole Kidman's character Alice has that misunderstanding of what he says, and it just spirals into
I think the pot's making you aggressive.
just into the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And you learn that she has a sexual fantasy, and Cruz's character Bill, not being the jealous type, is extremely
fucking
jealous and tormented by this idea. And they have this discussion about thoughts versus like action, and it's a really just that kind of drives the whole movie, because Nicole's character, she has these thoughts, but she's not gonna go on that action. And you see that with that scene in the beginning of the film at the ball where she's dancing with that old man. She's like, I have a husband, I'm not gonna do it. While Bill's kind of like, there's some ambiguity there.
Yeah.
Because you see multiple times, and especially after he hears about that, he's like, I kind of want to go cheat on my wife. I kind of want to experience what she dreamt about.
Yeah.
It's a weird like dynamic they have, and it's like, it's such a simple plot, but it's like so surface level too that it's like almost you could be staring too hard at it and miss it, I feel like.
Yeah. And I feel like that goes hand in hand with Kubrick though, is that Kubrick has a way of he doesn't make movies that's surface level. You know what I mean? His movies all have some sort of deeper meaning to it. And that's what's so interesting about this movie to me, is that it seems surface level, meaning that I haven't found out what the deeper meaning is. And that's what makes me so interested in watching this again, is that I'm like, oh my God, that's what the meaning is. Like, the thing that still I'm like confused about it is she has the exact dream of what he's doing. So when he goes and talks to the other doctor that or not the other doctor, the other guy that threw the party in the beginning, he says, what if this is all fabricated? Like, what if all of this is fabricated? And so in my head I'm like, holy shit, did his wife put this together just to prove her point that he is a jealous person, and that he is jealous of the fact that she, all this shit? And then I was like, no, that can't be it. And then I saw her laying there with the fucking mask, and I was like, did she do this? Like, my everything kept on changing throughout the whole movie, dude. And then he cries, and he cries to her and says, I'll tell you everything. And she just wakes up like, yeah, you will. And so in my head I'm like, oh shit, she put this all together. She planned all of this. And so I don't think that's the real thing, but it kind of the pieces fit.
That's the conclusion you're drawing, though.
Yeah.
You're like, this would make sense if I backtrack and look at these things. That's interesting, because, like, watching the movie, it's very, like, almost non-narrative. It's so light that it's, like, it's just people having interactions and going places for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Essentially. And the plot that's building is almost the one you're, like, concluding to yourself.
Good point.
You guys, like, you have yours, Chace. Victor, do you have, like, a conclusion that you've reached? Like, it's probably this for me.
I've like read some things where people think that Bill's Odyssey is like a dream. I don't think I buy that. I think that what happened did happen, but in terms of like her maybe no, like because with the, this scene with the mask on the pillow, it's like, well, is she, what is that about? Like, is there something more to that, or is that just like, hey, I found this mask and I want to set it here for you to see when you get home, like, talk to me about this.
Yeah.
I don't know though, because it's like, the scene with Victor at the end of the film. He is talking about like, well, what if it's fabricated? But he does explain though that he was kind of just BSing around the bush. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna tell it to you straight. She was a hooker, OD'd. Like, there's nothing that happened. And so you're left with these almost tied threads. Like, you almost have an answer, but like, I don't really know. Like, I don't really have like more like my own interpretation of sort of the more dream stuff, like the weird dreamy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of literal, a lot of it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that mansion scene, the party, the orgy ceremony stuff is just like cool, top tier. Like, I remember seeing that for the first time and being like terrified, and still again, I'm just like, dude, this is just so good. It's so scary, but it's so good.
I love his.
You can't look away.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I love that they all knew that he wasn't, like, they knew he wasn't there. Like, he's not supposed to be there. Everyone, right. As soon as he got out of the, because he says, like, also you sold yourself out because everyone else shows up in limos and you showed up in a taxi, And then the people at the gate are like, they knew that they're like, this guy's not supposed to be here, but we'll let him in and freak him out. You know what I mean? And so I loved all of that. I love the fact that he's just walking around, like, taking in everything that's going on, and he's wearing a mask, so we can't really see his reaction, but it doesn't seem like it really phases him. He's like almost enjoying it.
Not really.
So it's like he it's such a deeper, it's so much deeper than just the fact that it's that the masquerade aspect of it, other than hiding your identity because you can't see who like, these are people of power, like, blah blah blah. There's something deeper there, and that's when the whole conspiracy aspect of it starts creeping in my head, and I'm like, damn, dude, Kubrick does know something, or did know something, and so and that's what I love about his movies, is that there's always something you can grab from it and just run with, and that could totally be the right answer.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes his movies so fucking fantastic, is that there's none of his movies are just like, this is what happens and this is why it happens. It's always like a Full Metal Jacket is the only one that I can think of that's like, it's an anti-war film. Like, that's, I've also seen, I'm saying it now because I forgot about it, I've seen Doctor Strangelove as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. He did that, right? I'm not going fucking crazy? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think the scariest part about this film is the way in which everything is connected to sex somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's everywhere, and it's not I won't say pure, but it's not a very intimate thing. Mm-hmm. It's used as like commodity or ritual.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary, because it's like, that shit happens in real life. Like, this is not just fiction. This isn't just a movie. Like, this is, of course, maybe a bit more dramatized, but it's still happening, and it makes it even scarier.
Yeah, maybe it is.
I'm sure these parties are happening, and, I don't know. Like, him going to that costume store late at night, and like, the owner's like,
I
You know, why is
that.
with his daughter, and it's just so gross. It's so dirty, and it's just like, damn.
I want to know what she whispered to him.
Yeah.
When she runs out, she like whispers something to him. Like, I mean, probably it's something like, if you're looking for a good time, like hit me up, like you know where I am, type shit. But again, it's Kubrick, so you never fucking know. He could have been like, no, I want you to say that you're going to die tonight or some shit, you know, something like that. And I love that. I love the fact that we have no fucking clue, and we got to figure it out ourselves. I love that.
And that everyone seems to be.
And I'm piecing together everything.
I know. I'm saying
it's so tough.
I'm taking like little bits and pieces, and I'm
like
getting nowhere.
Yeah, like even still talking about Mr. Milich, he's like, when he goes there and he's like, I want a cloak and a mask, he does a double take and he looks at him like, oh, okay. Takes him to another area, and it's like, how many people are in on this? And then even the dude, the hotel clerk, like,
yeah,
everyone, he won't look at Bill in the eyes when he's describing like the stuff that's happened. And it's like, what are you doing, Kubrick? What is this? How many people are in on this?
Yeah,
I need to know.
and then so also about that the Milich guy, something happens that he doesn't have those twins get arrested for having sex with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like he originally says he's going to. Also, when we first find out that there's other people in the room, he hears a sound. He goes, "Did you hear that?" Like, it's staged. Like, you know, like it's going to be type of thing that's like, "Oh, let me go check this out. What are you doing here?" Like it seemed staged. And I know Kubrick wouldn't have been like, because he's so meticulous with how he films. He's like, this is shit. You need to do it better, and you need to do it better now. You know, he wouldn't let that happen. So he would like, it's got to be on purpose. Yeah. You know?
Oh, it is, because he's like, he wants to, you know, he doesn't want to show Bill that, like, this is just happening. He has to make sure that he's, like, he can trust Bill in a way, I feel like.
Okay. So, he's whoring his daughter out type thing.
Yeah, but he didn't want to make that obvious at first. He's like, what the hell's going on? Like, what are you doing, man? Like,
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
That's why after he goes to the club, that's after he gets his Costco card and goes to the ritual place. That's why then Mr. Milich is like, oh yeah, you can get anything, and like holds his daughter, and they're like, once he knows Bill has the stuff he's seen, he's like, oh, this is fine now.
Yeah.
It's
gross.
Yeah, I didn't see it as like an orchestrated thing like you were saying, and now that you say that, I'm like, ooh, I think that's onto something. That sounds accurate.
That's what I'm saying, dude. There's so many layers to this that you just keep getting deeper, and it's like, no matter where you go, I do think that the main theme in this is just sex. Like, that's just the main thing that is surrounding this world, and the thing is it's surrounding our world as well, like you were saying, Victor. But the fact that I don't buy it that the everything was staged. I don't buy that. I think that they knew that he was onto something, or that he knew that he was getting in too deep, and this guy knew his friend and was like, I'm not going to let him die, so I'm going to tell him that it's all fake and that it's all fabricated, and just shut up and not tell anyone about it. You know, because I think that they were really like onto it, and I think that they were going to fucking kill him. That's what I was thinking was happening, and I don't buy the fact that you know, Nick is in Seattle. I don't buy that. I think Nick is dead. You know. Like there's just no way. I don't buy anything that anyone says in this movie. I know
you can't trust anyone.
No.
Yeah, and there's so many like little interweaving things, like the Christmas lights, and specifically the really grand stairwell in the first mansion they go to at the party. There's like string lights hanging down the stairwell. Those same lights are in that rainbow costume place. Like. And there's, like, duplicating themes through all of it. Like, the dude with the staff, he taps it 2 times, once, 2 times. Ziegler, when he's talking to him, there's this very long shot where he pauses and he taps a billiard ball on the table 2 times, 1 time, 2 times. There are so many things in here that I'm not even picking up. They're like,
wow, I didn't know that.
Someone does something, and like the girls at the start of the movie, they say, "Let's meet at the end of the rainbow."
There's all those
rainbow
Christmas
shop.
lights.
Like,
yeah.
What else is in there?
Wow. I did not pick that up. Wow, holy shit.
What did you guys think of the music in Eyes Wide Shut?
I thought from like the first time I saw it too that the piano theme was a little boring. But I think this time
it feels really out of place.
I'm still not a huge fan of it, but I'm more comfortable with it this time. And of course, like the symphonic music, like the opening track is just like perfect.
Yeah, I liked the symphonic stuff in the party. It was really eerie. I love all the like the sounds and stuff that like the ritual chants and everything. I thought that was
good.
Fucking great.
It's so scary.
It was really creepy. Everything else, I do agree. The piano is a little weird. I don't like the ramp up, particularly because it's not at time. It's not timed correctly.
It's a little disjointed, it feels.
Yeah, which is probably the point again. But yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of the piano overture.
I was also reading things that people were talking about, like maybe mind control is happening in this film, with maybe like Nicole Kidman's character. I still don't really get.
Oh, I haven't heard that theory.
Yeah, I don't quite understand it. I don't know how that could be. What I'm curious though is, I wonder if Alice is aware of the parties, because at the beginning of the film, it's just like, it's a small detail to note, but like when Bill points out Nick Nightingale on the piano, Alice stares over at Nick Nightingale for longer than like someone would, like, oh, okay, that's just my husband's friend, but like the look that she gives him is like this, it's a little bit too long. Like, I know this guy from somewhere. He looks familiar. And I wonder if like she's been at the parties too, knows what's going on.
I got a theory for you. All right. So, what if this whole time, right? Nicole Kidman, I'm taking shit from the past that's probably not true, but this is a theory. What if Nicole Kidman this whole time knows about the fact that he is that Tom Cruise isn't unfaithful, but he's not afraid to like full on hit on girls whenever he gets the chance. You know what I mean? And people are imperfect, of course, right? She is a part of this club, right? And she's upset that he is willing to flirt with someone like that. Then she gets scared that he would cheat on her. And so she plants all of this shit, right? And then everything falls into place, you know?
Because you think she was behind it, maybe?
There's no that dream she has when he comes back from the party. That's the thing that's throwing me off about this entire movie.
Same.
Is that if
it makes me wonder if she's one of the like drugged up women, because like the one she's just a hooker, she just OD'd. Like that could make it why the dream is so like different. Like she's in a field, even though it's not actually a field, she's just on a lot of drugs. He called it like a snowball and something else. But like that's part of the fun with like Kubrick films though, is like there are so many theories. You just go down a rabbit hole with any one of his movies and just have a great night.
This is such an onion of a movie that you could just keep peeling shit away, and you still have so much onion left to peel. Shrek reference, you know. But yeah, there's so much that could go into this movie, and there's so much that could possibly be the correct answer, and we will never know. And I think that is the best part about this. And even if Kubrick was alive today, he would never ever tell you the true meaning behind this movie, ever. So
Never.
And I think and I agree with you, Ryan. That's the fun part about Kubrick movies, is that you can just fucking walk down this rabbit hole forever. Any of his movies you can do that with.
Yeah, whatever mood you're in, that's what you're like projecting into the film. I can't get enough of that.
What do you guys make of the ending? Where, like, there's one thing I know we should do as soon as possible. Fuck. Like, what do you guys make of that? Like,
it's so sudden.
It is.
yeah.
It's just like when I think of the book, maybe it works there. In turn, like on screen, it didn't work for me. I'm like, hello, but there's got to be something in there. I feel like it's there. The movie, I feel like it's self-aware in a point where it's like the characters are just thinking about and contemplating sleeping with other characters. She's like, you know what? We need to come together. Because, like, after all of that, it's like, this is the one thing we're not doing, and we're just looking for it everywhere else. I feel like that, it might just be a very, like, on-the-nose comment, but that's just my opinion. You never know. Never know with a Kubrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit of a head-scratcher ending. I like it because it is just like, okay, that's one way to end the film. But I think it probably just plays into the rest of it, I guess. Even if it is just like, she just doesn't care. She's just going to accept him for his flaws anyway. I don't know. It's bizarre.
I will say, question for you guys, because it definitely keeps the structure of a book in terms of writing, and like the ending has that full aftermath section where it just wraps up and takes, like, for me it took a minute. I'm like, okay, let's go. But what would your guys' opinion be if it ended when he sees the mask on the pillow, then black?
I would have liked it more. I feel like that would be.
I think I would too.
I think I'm a fan of ambiguous endings, and this is also ambiguous still, but I like the fact that with that there's less of a resolution. They haven't resolved anything, and the problems could still be happening, but with the fact the fact of the end that we have right now, it's kind of resolved. It's kind of not resolved, but put aside. You know, it's like we'll get to it later. And I'm not the biggest fan of that, but also I feel like the dialogue they say at the end of the movie is, I'm pretty sure a bunch of it is actually taken from the book. But for me it was there was stuff that I didn't understand what they were speaking. And so I was like, I'm gonna need to go back and watch it, because I'm like, that made no fucking sense. What does that have to do with any of the other ones?
Oh, okay.
Like he said something. He says something. A dream is not always no dream is entirely a dream, and that makes sense because referencing the dream that she had, but then she also says something. I don't know the exact words because I was confused the whole time, and so when it ended, I was like, what? But
I felt the same way.
Like, I mean, I'm sure reading it, I'll be able to see it better, and I'll watch the scene again and be able to put something together. But I was confused. I felt like I was watching a movie, or I felt like I looked away from the movie for like a second, and now I'm completely lost.
Yes. You know? Perfect metaphor.
Here it is.
That was exactly how I felt during that.
Yeah.
Here's what she says. She says, I think we should both be grateful that we have come unharmed out of all of our adventure, whether they were real or only a dream. And he says, are you really sure of that? She says, only as sure as I am that the reality of one night, let alone that of a whole lifetime, is not the whole truth. And no dream is entirely a dream. Mm-hmm. And she says, but I think we're awake now and for a long time to come.
Like, that is such philosophical talking at the end of a movie that is pretty literal when it's in its dialogue, that I was like, what? Like, I was so like fucking pulled out of the movie at that point. I'm like, oh, okay, hang on, I need to rewind that again and listen to that. But I mean,
it sounds very much like the narrator of the book in a sense.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like to me.
I don't know, because I don't know if I would like it more, or just be more like confused if it ended there at the mask. I think like, I guess I do like that the ending gives a bit of hope. Like there's a bit of hope for those two characters. It seems like they're not just like destroyed. It's like
it is uplifting.
Yeah, it's like it's like there could be something more with them, because like, you know, what really mattered in that night, like it's up to them. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would have been more confused if it were just to end on the mask, and maybe be a bit more not as satisfied. Like at least with this, I like, okay, I have something to work with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I think having it end on the mask would be it would be cool, but it doesn't feel like a Kubrick move. I feel like it wouldn't. I don't feel like it would be a because he tends to solve his problems in his movies at least by the end, from the ones I've seen at least. I mean, the end of the end of 2001. There's the fourth, and this is how I took it. The fourth dimensional being has now finally been born. Our humans have now extended onto a different like plane of existence. That's what I was taking from that. But The Shining, they get away. That's pretty much it. But also that's referencing a book. I mean, all of these movies are referencing books for the most part.
But then you also have the Jack in the painting or
exactly.
in the photograph, and
in
you're like,
photograph.
well, what the hell?
What the fuck?
I don't even know what happened.
Exactly.
I feel like if it ended there, I feel like it would have been, I don't know. So I was reading that and I was like, that would be an interesting ending to have. Like, it would be crazy if it ended there, because that would be such a resolute, like, they're in the apartment right now and then it ends, and it's such a sour note to end it on. But ending it on the note it ends, for me it drags, but I feel like it's more in theme with the plot of the whole movie. And like, it comes not full circle, but it reaches like a kind of a satisfying conclusion for me, where it's like, yes, the characters are going to work on themselves. They got through the difficulties, but also I have a bit of a sour note with it ending this way, because ending this way says that the cult thing is over and it's gone. It's like, so what was all of that if for nothing?
Yeah.
Like, that's what's strange. So I'm not really sure which way I would have preferred, but I do like the ending.
I wonder if it just goes back to thoughts versus action. Like, I don't know, something about that. It's like, what are you willing to act on? Like, are those thoughts as bad as what you
actually
do in real
doing
life?
them? Yeah.
Like, what's
That's
a sin at that
funny.
point? Like,
if you think about it, he never does it though.
He
always gets right there, but never pulls the trigger every time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the dynamic between the male and female perspective, because they kind of go into that like, well, this is what a woman thinks.
Yeah.
Kind of like goes into, it's like, and then it's like, oh, well, you really think that you're that confident that I wouldn't do something? And it's not as black and white, and that's what it makes it so much fun to talk about and just like think about. I don't know, it's a head scratcher, but
It is, dude. It's a beautiful fucking head scratcher. It's such a fun. It's not a fun movie at all, actually. It's really anxiety filled, and
it's grueling.
It is. It really is. But it's so. This is why this fucking guy is just so fun to talk about. Is that there's just so much that you can talk about with any of his movies, especially this one that I've only seen once, and I want to see it 1,000 more times, and I still will probably not be able to understand what's going on.
Yeah, even for being 2.5 hours and not
Same.
a whole lot happening, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I was almost contemplating watching it during work, but I was like, fuck. Yeah, it's just one that you really do want to watch again.
Yeah.
Also want to point out, too, the set design and the lighting of this film. It's like, this is like one of the best looking movies.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Especially for late 90s. Dude.
Yeah.
It's just, God. I think my favorite set might be the Sonata Jazz Lounge.
Yeah, dude. That was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
I just want
the
to
Christmas lights.
I just
those,
want to sit there.
Orbs in the center of the table. It's just.
I loved the orbs on the table. Those were so cool.
I liked it. I really liked the costume shop a lot. I liked the look of the costume shop.
That was cool.
What I find interesting is like
I like the use of color too.
I was just about to say, I think it plays kind of into the themes as well. Like when the two ladies are like, I want to, we're going to take you to the end of the rainbow. And you kind of see the rainbow, not only in the name of the costume shop, but like the Christmas lights themselves are rainbows. And that's like throughout the entire city until you get to the mansion where it's just like red
And black.
blue. It's like totally void of like
The end of the rainbow.
the end of the rainbow. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
But also too, what I found interesting is that there's like a Christmas tree, and like almost like in so many of the scenes, and it's just because maybe it's because it's Christmas, but I also feel like he also has those like pretty center in the shot or like very prominent.
Yeah.
Or like Bill like points out like, hey, nice Christmas tree. Like there's a weird thing with the Christmas trees. I read one review where like they feel like sentient like cameras, like they're watching Bill everywhere he goes, the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it's like they are at key areas of the film, like when he first meets that prostitute and at his office where he is thinking of calling up the woman whose dad just died, that whole complex situation there.
That settles it. This whole movie is a naughty or nice. It's a metaphor for Santa Claus.
Yep.
That's the true meaning behind Eyes Wide Shut. We got it,
He
boys.
sees you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
He knows when you're awake.
Oh man.
I'll tell you this, Bill is getting a lump of coal, and it's entirely for the moment when he goes to a prostitute, and he's like, well, what would you recommend? That's why he's
Yeah, man.
awful.
Oh
Too
man.
good. Too
I
good.
love the fact that I don't love the fact, but he almost has sex with this prostitute, right? And then he goes and visits her and then finds out that she is HIV positive. And he like the look on his face is like, I almost had sex with this woman and almost got AIDS. And he's like, well, I'm really sorry to hear that. And in his head, he's like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I need to go back home to my damn family. I need
Again?
like, he's like, I should probably get going.
It's funny, like he
Just
tries
watching the
to cheat
smirk
on
like
his wife,
leave his face,
and
dude.
It just doesn't work. Yeah.
All he wants to do is cheat on his wife, man. That's all he wants to
does
do.
he? I
Or
don't
does
know.
he? Yeah. Oh man.
Too good. His performance I like.
He's such a scumbag main character,
He
dude.
is, dude. He's such a fucking asshole. His main goal in this entire movie is to cheat on his wife. That is literally
out of
his
spite.
goal. Yeah, out of spite.
For a dream she
He's
had.
he's a rat, dude.
I thought the whole process of this movie, like I kept on thinking about where this movie was gonna go, and my first thought was that Nicole Kidman is gonna be at this event, and she's gonna be one of the one of the prostitutes. That was my thought. But then my other thought was they're just gonna keep on trying to one up each other until one of them ends up dead. And that was my thought process, which would be kind of a fucking cool story. Is that it's like, all right, these two people who should not be together are trying to stay together, but they're still cheating on each other, and they're knowing about it and trying to get them one step ahead. So it's like, okay, no, we're even now. You know, that's kind of an interesting premise.
Mm-hmm. That would be, actually.
So
that would have been interesting too.
I also wonder too if everyone at Ziegler's mansion party also goes to those orgies.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that a lot of those characters there. Mm-hmm. Because I wonder,
I'll tell you this, I was looking for body types.
Yeah, I wondered, like, the Hungarian guy.
Where's that Hungarian dude?
Yeah.
Exactly. Where's that old dinosaur?
Because I wondered, like, when those two are on top of the balcony.
Yeah, and at
the mansion.
Yep.
And I don't think that was Victor.
Yes.
It didn't look like his eyes. I wonder if that was someone at the party at the beginning of the film, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange parallel.
Gotta look at their eyes a little closer next time, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Any dislikes for you guys, or?
I thought Nicole Kidman's performance, while she, like, the earlier part of it, and when they're having that argument and acting high, I thought that was really cringe.
Cringe?
But, yeah, when they're like, she's like having the laughing fit, and I'm like, damn, she's really fake laughing right now, and I can tell. Like, you know, what happened to the Kubrick that used to beat his actors to get the right thing? Come on, Kubrick, you got old and soft.
I don't know. I thought it was. I think it worked, but yeah, I mean, to each their own.
That was the only part that I was like, this feels weird.
Yeah, a little forced.
Yeah, I thought everything else is fucking perfect.
Brian, you?
The laughing fit did stand out to me too, but I think, like, I want to say, like, yeah, the piano didn't fit, but then I'm like, even when I, like, think about it deeper, I'm like, okay, so it's out of place, much like Bill, and I'm like,
fuck.
Crap. Every time I try to dispute, I'm like, it works. If I think about it, piss. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. The piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn piano.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have anything besides, yeah, I guess maybe a little bit of nitpick of the piano theme, but it's not a huge issue.
No.
Well, do you guys want to, are you guys ready for ratings? Is it rating time?
I think so.
Yes.
Cool. Chase, you want to go first?
All right. So, my straight up, I'll give this movie. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. I'm gonna save that half a star for when I am able to, like, conceptualize this movie better to a later date. But at the moment, 4.5 stars. This is a fucking masterpiece of a movie, and it is so sad that Kubrick was not able to make anything more. But I think for this being his last movie, out of the only handful of movies that he's created and done, it's such a standout performance from both Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise and Stanley Kubrick, that it's just, it's so juicy and nice, and I love it, and there's so much to tear apart into it. I'm a sucker for masks. I love a good creepy looking Victorian mask, so
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, this movie is damn near perfect, and I just want to devour it, but I can't. So well, I'll take it piece by piece. I'll take my little knife and take it and just take the little bites. But yeah, 4.5 for me.
I am probably gonna do 4.5 as well. It's so good. I feel like I could do 4, but every time I watch it, I like it more and more and more. And I'm like, when I sit down, I can't stop watching. I can't check my phone. Not because I don't want to, because I'm lost in the movie when this is on. I love it so much. And it's just great. The themes and how it just kind of spirals downward into this dark, ugly depths of society. I really love it. The hidden cult of like these people that are secret. I just think it's super cool. And yeah, I think it's really poetic that Kubrick will not be making a movie in the millennium, 2000 and onward. I almost think it's good in a sense that it ended in the 90s and just 90s back is his work, and then his work ended at 2000.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll have to go with 4.5 as well. I was thinking of 4, but like, I just feel like it would be criminal for me to give it any lower, just because it's like, the more I think about it and just talking with you guys, I'm like, yeah, dude, it's just, it's definitely probably one of his more, like, it seems pretty split. Like, there's a lot of people that are very frustrated with it, but it's hard not to see, like, it's hard to deny the craftsmanship behind it. It's a masterful film, and like, yeah, it's his last film. It's one hell of a film to end on, and yeah, I even though like I am not totally like I don't know if captivated is the right word, because like I'm into it, but it doesn't like pull me in, because I think the way it's structured and the way it is kind of just Bill walking through downtown and not a whole lot happens. It's just like encounters he has with other characters. And while it is interesting, it does kind of like, it has me a little bit of a lull sometimes, but it's just too good. It's just too good. Yeah, 4.5.
You know what? I'm gonna bump mine down to a 4.
Really?
You just,
What happened?
Reminded me that just just like how much he's walking and going places.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get that it's like the vehicle to carry his like intrusive thoughts, but like it happens so much.
It does.
I totally get its purpose and why it's there, but it's not entirely for me. I'm going 4. Because every time when I do watch the movie, I was dreading those scenes. I was like, it's a great movie, but I'm just going to be bored when he's in the taxi, when he's going down the sidewalk. And I was prepared for it, and I have to like mentally be like, here it comes, because it does bore me when that happens. I'm going 4.
That's
Man,
totally fair.
It does feel criminal to give it a 4 when I think of like Nicole Kidman's like basically monologue at the start of the movie and these super long dialogue scenes. It hurts.
Yeah.
But it's a 4 for me.
I get that too. I was thinking about showing to Stephanie. I'm like, I don't really want to sit through those walking scenes again. And I'm going to be like, yeah, here we go.
Right?
Yeah. Just the thought of that. I'm like, ah, damn it. Like, can we just like cut out some of that? Just get to the good stuff like quicker.
Yes.
Yes.
I could go with 4 too, but yeah, and it doesn't. At this point, it's like apples and oranges. Or,
Apples and oranges.
is that the saying? Is that the saying? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Peaches and cucumbers. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck.
Anyway, I also
Potato.
there we go. I thought I had another thought, but I am totally blanking. Oh, I'll have to send it to you guys. But there's a theory about having to do with Kubrick's daughter Vivian being converting to Scientology during the time that this film was being made, or before, and a lot of like the characters having to like tie into that. I don't know. It could be one of those conspiracy things, but the way it was worded seemed to
Interesting.
be like he kind of like, and with Cruise being a huge Scientologist.
I was gonna
like,
say that's fucking ironic that Tom Cruise
Like-
is a Scientologist.
and like the naval officer, I guess L. Ron Hubbard was a naval officer at some point, and so there's some connections to like Kubrick's personal life that this person had pointed out that might be playing into it. But at that
Interesting.
point, it's like that doesn't make the film better, but it also just another discussion to have.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Very cool. Chace, I'm glad you had this reaction to the film, because I didn't know whether you're going to like it or dislike it, and just to hear you praise it.
No, I fucking love it. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it. I'm excited to watch. I have A Clockwork Orange, so I'm gonna watch
Cool.
that one next. I haven't seen it at all. I know. Actually, I've seen like bits and pieces of it. I know the first act is essentially just rape,
Yeah, get ready. It's an uncomfortable movie.
So I've been kind of hesitant because I'm like, I don't want to watch this, man.
Yeah, the singing in the rain scene is pretty brutal, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a couple questions. You guys want to answer?
Yeah.
Cinema Flavor, shout out Cinema Flavor.
Cinema Flavor.
They ask favorite Tarantino movie.
Can I say a little Nicky?
You're not wrong.
He's technically in the movie.
Wrong.
The problem is it's been so long since I've seen one that wasn't Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's mine.
You're gonna go with that?
I'm doing it. It used to be Inglourious Bastards, and then it was The Hateful Eight. His movies keep getting better for me. I really do think it's gonna be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love its structure.
I think for me it'd be the Kill Bill Volume 1. I think it's so fucking cool.
Ooh.
It's such a cool movie. It's either that or Django. Django is also super, super good.
It's a banger.
I've only seen Inglourious Bastards once, and it was and I was watching bits and pieces of it as I was like waiting for like a 4-hour layover, or not 4-hour layover, a 4-hour delay on a plane. So I'm like walking around bored, like trying to move while other people are coming by, and like, oh, I need to sit there, and I'm like, okay, sorry, like, you know. So, but I need to watch it again.
Definitely.
I think I'll have to go with Once Upon a Time just because that is the most recent one I've seen. And I did see Hateful Eight, but that one is... You got to be in a very particular mood to watch that one. I think I'll go with Once Upon a Time for now. Yeah.
Do we know what his... he has one more movie he's making, right? Isn't that what he said?
Something like that.
And then it's...
I don't know if he's actually decided.
Star Trek.
That's what I said.
Is it for sure Star Trek?
That's what I thought. It was going to be a Star Trek film.
I have no idea. That's all anyone
I
talks about when they talk about Tarantino.
I mean, I would love to see a sci-fi film of his. That would be fucking cool. You know? But I don't know.
Okay, so this is just... These last two questions are just you guys. So actually, no, there's a couple more. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go.
Ethan Doodles. Shout out Ethan Doodles.
Does he?
I don't know. We still don't know.
We still don't know.
Ethan, if you're listening, you gotta let us know if you doodle,
That's
man.
like a running joke at this point.
He does do stocks though. That's
Oh.
one thing, but we don't know if he doodles. So
Ethan stonks.
Ethan stonks.
Yeah.
He asks Team Zella or Team Kong. There's a lot of Godzilla King Kong talk these days.
Oh.
This is not the first Kong Godzilla thing.
Don't get me and Ryan started, dude. We've been going so much about this.
It's crazy how like talked about this movie is when like the last couple of films like no one was really talking about, but I feel like it's literally because Monkey like the memes, dude. Like without the memes, I don't think people would be talking about this.
Okay, so basically, Monkey. We were so far ahead of the game with our short film.
As
it's
always.
not even funny. As always.
Oh man.
I don't know who I'm rooting for, dude. Like, Monkey is Monkey, right? But like, Godzilla is a living nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
So, the movie's literally called, like, his universe in here is actually called Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean, I guess it's not the question of who do you speculate will win. It's more which team are you on.
Yeah.
Probably Godzilla, because he's probably Godzilla. Maybe Kong. Monkey. I don't know. This sucks, dude. Don't ask this question ever again. This is hard.
I'm on Team Kong, man. I'm a big monkey fan. I like a good monkey.
Monkey.
King Kong 2006, one of my favorite movies of all time. So, you know, fuck it. Kong, monkey.
I think I might have to go with Godzilla. Although I'm curious about the new monkey lore in the next film. There seems to be some which because I don't know really anything about the previous films or like the older stuff, but like there's some new monkey lore. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me, so that's
I'll
interesting.
tell you this: if the monkey lore has the little girl communicating, like in a sense, control monkey, I'm Team Godzilla 100%.
Yeah, I would agree as well.
If this little kid is like just a throwaway thing for Godzilla, I mean for King Kong, probably Team Monkey. But that child will dictate my choice.
Why is that? Is that something? Is that a reference to an older film, or is that just your personal?
No, it's just them shoving a child in here for like relevance and like, relatability.
It's got a
I
heart.
have a child
Like
myself.
studio choice.
Oh, yeah, I've got myself and my own child.
Yes, there's a family core.
You guys like families, right?
Pass.
It reminded me of the last one when they introduced Millie Bobby Brown, when you thought she had maybe had a connection with Mothra in the trailer, and I was like, are we doing this again?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, if it's on that, I'm Team Godzilla. Kill monkey. Otherwise, monkey might outsmart lizard.
We know monkey might outsmart
exactly.
lizard. That is that monkey punch. You know.
The monkey punch.
Monkey punch.
Monkey puns.
Let's hope it's just
the Japanese trailer, I think it was Japan, they showed Godzilla punching back.
Oh.
So there's a lizard punch
Lizard
too.
punch and monkey punch.
Well, yeah, they're like, well, I'm going to put some respect on Japan, man. This is, he destroyed our whole city. He licks his hand and slaps him.
All right.
I can't wait for that movie. It's like a month away.
I'm pretty excited.
Me too.
I just want it to be good. Please just be good.
I just want it to be fun.
Same.
I just want it to be fun. I don't. These movies aren't good to me. No offense. Ryan, I know you're a big monster fan. I'm not a big monster fan, but
King of the Monsters was horrific.
Was terrific or horrific?
Horrific. Awful. The
Okay.
storyline was garbage.
But you got to admit, fucking 3-headed monster versus 1-headed monster, punch hard, building blow up. That's fucking cool.
3-headed lizard punch?
3-headed lizard punch.
That's good.
That shit's tight. But I just want to have fun with it. I just want to have fun.
Dude.
I want to see Godzilla jump off the Empire State Building.
I'm not
and,
looking
like,
for a Kubrick experience, man.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Just as long as they don't have King Ghidorah. Did you say gonorrhea?
Oh,
I don't want anything like that.
Was that an actual joke in the movie?
that needs
It was.
to stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was like, did you say gonorrhea?
Terrible.
No, you dumbass.
It's just the writer throwing out his, like, this is relatable to a viewer. Put it in. Put it in.
Funny. Funny.
Hee hee hoo hoo ha ha.
Okay, this is okay, we got one from Lindsay.
Okay.
Why wouldn't
Let's go, babe.
why wouldn't Adrian just get in the flask? Why wouldn't he just get in the flask?
Stubborn.
Yeah.
Stubborn.
That's what happens when you're the son of the devil. Stubborn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I agree. This is for future Chace. Yes or no?
That's me.
The movie fucks. Yes or no?
Yes, the movie does fuck. Yes, it does.
Great.
Yes, it does. Past me,
Like,
the movie fucks.
Which movie is he talking about?
So-
I had to think about it. I'm like, oh, I obviously was.
Yeah, which
obviously
one?
was meaning Eyes Wide Shut.
Which movie was Chace talking about?
Well, yeah.
That's so funny.
All right, Ryan, these last two are you. How is little Nicky related to Eyes Wide Shut?
Oh, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this one. Fuck you, Ryan. No.
Chace, I hope you wrote up a paper about this one, man.
Oh man, I really want to. I really should. I should break it down on like a real, like a deep level.
Scene by scene.
Oh my god.
got one.
Okay.
Somehow. I do have one. In Eyes Wide Shut, where the pianist, he's got the poster of himself outside of the jazz club, right? For some reason, I was like half looking at that. I was looking at just the whole frame, and I'm like, why does he look like Hitler in this photograph? And then it clicked, and I'm like, dude, Hitler's in both movies. That's the best connection I could draw.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh god. Victor, what do you got? I need more time. I need more time.
oh, buddy. Is there any sort of voyeuristic aspects in Eyes Wide Shut? Like the beginning of Little Nicky?
Uh,
I mean, Bill going through that ritual plays.
He did kind of. That is a little bit voyeuristic. There's a stretch. There's a connection.
I got one. People in cloaks. People in cloaks. That's the
Are you
connection.
talking about the devil?
The devil and the demons. The ones that eat, Popeyes is the shiznit!
So stupid. God, I hated that.
How were we all able? This has to be a new thing. We have to find a correlation between both movies every time.
Yes.
We somehow did this.
We have to.
I did it in a wacky conspiracy. Victor did it in theme, and Chace did it in the wardrobe.
Dude, there's been many times where we do that.
That's so goofy.
That has to be a thing at the end.
I like that sort of
man.
thing.
Oh man. All right, take us home. Oh wait, no, we still have one more. Oh god.
Yeah. Which of the two movies was the better picture?
Oh. I wonder.
Ryan asked that.
You don't have to fucking think about it that hard. Stop
mean,
it.
Like, I mean, in most cases, probably Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
Yeah. But in the sense of laughing,
Don't say but after we're talking about that.
but on one side you have a man with
Eyes
tits
Wide
on
Shut
his
is
head.
better, but
Hear me out.
Hear me out. No one has boobs on their head.
hear me out.
That's true.
No one's got nipples on their foreheads.
I mean, Adam Sandler pushing it.
I mean, did
farther
you
than
watch the
Hubert.
orgy section?
Yeah, but they're not on the head.
Dude just sits under some lady.
It's like this. Hang on, I can't see.
Because your eyes.
Your eyes are wide shut,
I
dude.
can't think of a pun with the title and.
You can't see because your eyes are wide shut. Oh man.
Oh God. Anyway, shoot. Okay. Well, I think that's it. Good to talk with you, boys.
Yes, sir.
And thank you all for listening. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, and if you're on iTunes, maybe leave a comment. Tell us if you like the show or not.
Mm-hmm.
That would really be appreciated. And just you'll hear from us next time, and hopefully our eyes will be eyes wide open. Okay. Goodbye.